Hey y'all, I'm Danielle. Welcome back to Testimony and Transparency, where I share real life stories about faith, motherhood, marriage, and entrepreneurship to encourage you in your walk with the Lord. So, in today's video, it's called When God Says No. And I want to tell you about a recent experience I had when the Lord told me no. And I just want to share what happened. So yesterday, September 1st at 11:18 a.m., I have voice recorded some notes to myself that I wanted to share in a YouTube video. And so I'll do this from time to time when I'm thinking out loud and I want to remember it to share later. I'll just voice message it and it'll type it out and it'll be in my notes. So I'm going to read it to y'all and then I'll share more about this situation. So it says, y'all, I've been trying to sell a certain type of product for 2 years. A few months ago, I tried to create a new product and it began to dawn on me that God was not a fan of my plan. Over the past month, it became pretty clear how much my plans were in the way of God's plan. While I'm disappointed by God's no, I feel at peace knowing that His way is always the right way. I don't have to create anything new. I just need to use what I already have, a voice to testify to the goodness of God. But let's rewind. In 2023, I was operating both of my businesses 100%. Like I was pouring in equal amounts to both of them, and it led me to feeling very burnt out. And so in 2024, I told my wholesale customers and my community, I was like, hey, I'm stepping back from marketing this business and really pouring into it. I'm still making product, I'm still shipping orders, but you're not going to see me. And I spent all of 2024 pouring into Naturally Created for You, the retail side of my company. And then in 2025, it's been the same flow. It's been the same flow. But I haven't even really been pouring in as much to Naturally Created for You because of homeschooling and my ministry through Every Testimony Matters. So I want to share that. So because I was not pouring into wholesale, my sales over time began to decrease. All right. And so I was like, man, I got to find a way to make passive income and the goal was to do it through digital products. And so I already had ebooks selling for my wholesale company, and it wasn't the bulk of my income, but I did make some money through selling ebooks. And I was like, this is how I'm going to sustain is by selling these ebooks. And so I would do things like put the ebooks on sale and send the emails that, oh, this for a limited time, like is this really great price. And y'all, it was not working. It was not working. I even did like a campaign to where for a very short amount of time I was just like pushing ebooks. And I know my audience was like, what is going on? Like, we haven't seen her in forever. Now she's trying to sell an ebook. It was a mess. But I was like, man, I really want to make passive income through these ebooks. And so that was 2024. And in 2025, I was telling the Lord, like, Lord, I really want to make passive income. Like, I'm homeschooling. I want to be able to do this. Like, why is this not working out for me? I don't get it. And so I kept trying to pursue this. And it was a couple of months ago, I was like, all right, I'm going to redo all of my ebooks. I'm going to insert AI prompts because this is something that has been very helpful to both of my businesses and just overall a lot of different things in life. It's been very helpful to have that resource. And so I'm going to add this into my ebooks. And then and see, I should have known. I should have known, stop. You're doing too much. Stop. But no, I was so fixated on this is what I'm getting ready to do. This makes sense to me. This is what I want to do. I keep telling the Lord, why? Why is this not working out? So I just keep doing stuff. And so I didn't stop. I didn't stop. Next thing you know, what I did was I consolidated all of my ebooks into one ebook, okay? And it had everything. And then I said, wait, let's do something else. And so then I just decided that it was going to be all prompts. So there really wasn't going to be a lot of instruction and teaching. It was just going to be all prompts. And y'all, this was over a couple of months. And it was just it was it was so it wasn't confusing to me, but when I look back, it's like, girl, you was doing so much. And it was pitiful. It was really pitiful because I wanted something so bad that it was like, I'm gonna make this happen. So, anyways, so I switched it again to just this book of prompts. It was over 300 prompts. All right. And I set out a plan. I said, all right, this is what I'm going to do because all of my accounts were dead. All right. All of my accounts were dead. I hadn't been posting my wholesale account on TikTok in like a year and a half. I'd barely been posting on Instagram. All of my emails were not working out because they weren't really from the heart. And that's how I started my business. And this is how I really do everything is straight from the heart. But when I get in little spurts of just like, and this is why if you go back a couple of videos ago, I keep trying to promote like, don't focus on the sales. Do not focus on the sales because it will have you doing some really crazy stuff. And so, anyways, what happened was all of my accounts were dead. My email was not generating much. And so I set out in August. I said, I'm going to post once a day to TikTok and I'm going to repost that content to Instagram. And all I'm going to do all month is I'm going to promote that ebook. That is what I'm going to do. And at the end of August, I told the Lord, I said, Lord, if I don't sell an ebook, I'm done. I'm done with it. So what happened was about the first week, I was posting content about this prompt book, trying to sell the prompt, lead people to purchase this prompt book. And it was going nowhere fast. It was going nowhere fast. And I said, Danielle, this does not align with your brand. You do not push products. This is not going well. And so by the end of the first week, I was like, you know what? I've got to change. I've got to change this up. I pray to God I can still sell an ebook, but I can't move on like this. And so I switched my content strategy to be in alignment with what I know has worked for me. And that is just sharing information, sharing what I have learned, sharing tips, answering people's questions, giving little tutorials about stuff, sharing how to do things. Like that's what I like to do. I'm not a natural born seller. Okay. I just like to talk and share information and help people. And like that's straight from my heart. So I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And I don't have a story to where it's like at the end of August, I gained 1,000 followers and everything just worked out. No, no, that's not my journey. And that's not a lot of people's journey. It's really not. What happened was my authentic engagement increased. I got back to emailing from the heart. I got back to posting content from the heart and just helping people and people saying, wow, I really needed to hear this, or wow, thank you for sharing, or hey, can you answer this question for me, or hey, I'm struggling with this. What should XYZ? Okay. So I was like, all right, I feel good about this. I feel confident in this. I can do this. This is what I'm good at. I'm good at just sharing. Brings me joy, and this is peaceful to me because it's not all over the place. And so I knew that I was on a right track with that. And come the end of August, I still had not sold an ebook. And y'all, deep down, I knew I wasn't gonna sell an ebook. And I don't know why I can be so stubborn, but I can be. And I knew I felt something in my spirit and it bothered me because I didn't know why. I don't know why this is not something that God wants me to do right now. And I don't even know if it's something that he's going to want me to do in the future, but I know that this isn't something that I'm supposed to be pursuing, is just doing all these ebooks for passive income. And so that's why I wrote, I am disappointed by God's no, because I wanted it to be a yes. I wanted him to be aligned with what I want. And that's not how it works. We have to be aligned with what the Lord wants. And so when I realized, man, what I'm doing, this is not part of the Lord's plan for me right now. Like I need to get myself out of the way and I need to get back to doing the fundamental things that I did when I first started this company. And so that's what I've been doing for the past several weeks. And it's been really freeing. Like I said, I am disappointed by God's no. And a lot of the disappointment just comes from not knowing because we want to know. We want to be in the know. And truth be told, a lot of times we want to say so in the plan. And that's not how God works. We typically aren't getting a say so. It's okay. The say so is yes, Lord. That is our say so. Yes, Lord, I will follow whatever you want me to do, wherever you want me to go, whoever you want me to talk to, whoever I'm supposed to help. The say so is our yes. And I was so stubborn that it took me all month to the end of the month to get it. And so the last part of this is what I wrote is a lot of times we are trying so hard to create something and to find something. All we are doing is delaying ourselves. I don't want to say it's wasted because God is not wasteful. All of this has been part of my journey and is something that now I can share with others so that hopefully another businesswoman or anyone who's setting out to do something that they really, really want to do, but God's like, no, turn from what you want to do and turn towards the Lord and say, Lord, I'm available. Whatever it is you want me to do, yes, here I am. Hopefully, this can encourage someone to do that quickly. And so lastly, I just want to say that, we have everything we need in order to fulfill what the Lord is asking of us. God wants me to share. Everything that I need to share is right here in my heart. And it's not to share to boost me up or like, ooh, look at what I got going on. No, it's to testify to the goodness of God in everything that we do, whether it's through our business, whether it's through our home, whether it's through any of our gifts that we share with others. It should all be done to the glory of God. It should not be done so that we can boast, but so that we can boast in the Lord. And so I hope that this story of how God said no to me can be an encouragement to someone else because yes, we want to live a life to where God's like, yes, I'm answering that prayer. And yes, 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 yes to all your prayers. That would probably not be good for us. It really probably would not. So, again, I hope this is an encouragement and I pray that it blesses someone. And I pray that if anyone is in this situation, that you would turn quickly from what you keep pursuing and just turn back to the Lord and give him your yes. Because y'all, while I am disappointed, I am free because I know that even though I don't understand why God said no, I trust him that his way is better. He has a better plan. I don't know what it is. I just know what I'm supposed to do. And so uh it just brings us back to having faith in the Lord and his will and his plan and his goodness. And it's okay if we don't understand. It's okay. It's all right. We don't have to understand everything. And truth of the matter is, I know God's probably like, even if you did understand, it's not going to change anything because we can be so stubborn. So, anyways, I love y'all. I hope this blesses somebody. If this video was an encouragement to you, please like, please subscribe, please share it with a friend. And I will see y'all in the next video. I love y'all. Bye.